Welcome back to another episode of Intoxicados podcast, your tia's favorite podcast. I am your co-host, Don Brandon. First and foremost, I hope everyone's having an amazing Monday. Whatever you're doing, I hope God is blessing every single step of the way. With that being said, I have the pleasure to introduce you guys your girlfriend's favorite Toxico, Felipito 96.
How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's having an amazing money-making Monday. We have a special, amazing, magnificent guest. But before we get to that guest, we're going to introduce the one, the only, the one that signs our paychecks.
Yup.
The CEO.
Man, your vocabulary is getting amazing, Felipe. Welcome back, guys. My name is Diego V. Noboa, and today we have someone that has the same name as me. We have a tocayo in the building, and I did a little bit of research. Let me know if I did some of my research right. But we have Diego Tinoco in the building today. Let's give a round of applause for today. So I'm gonna do a little introduction. Let me know if I got the details right. But I believe Diego, you, from what I saw, dad is from Michoacan, Mexico.
Yeah, that's right.
Mom is from Quito, Ecuador.
Quito, Ecuador.
You started acting at the age of 16 years old.
Yeah, just about 16.
And I believe the last one was something about like, I really want to get into it because I think something about like you skateboard to kind of escape bullying or something like that. I want to see if that's true, but we'll talk about that later on. I just want to really want to tap into everything, but
absolutely.
Introduce yourself, man. Who are you? What are you doing? Okay. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, my man. I really appreciate you guys. I got to be honest. This is my third podcast I've ever done.
We feel honored.
I only do podcasts with people that I know. I've been offered, many times to come on somebody's podcast. And if I don't know you guys, like I just simply won't do it.
100%.
But I really vibe out with you guys. I really appreciate you guys. I really respect how hard you guys work. I always see you guys constantly out on the grind, on the field, and I really respect that.
Thank you.
Thank you, bro. That means a lot, dog.
Yeah,
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. And you're Ecuadorian too, so I'm like,
bro,
man,
I'm telling you,
there's
I'm
not too
so
many
excited.
of us. There's not too many of us out there,
Bro, well, the funny part about it is our channel is Mexicans and Ecuadorians, and you got the best of both worlds, bro. So it only makes sense to have you on the podcast. But
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
I want to get into the Mexican roots of you and your Ecuadorian roots of you. Pause, huge pause. But yeah, bro, welcome. Thank you for driving. I know you drove like 2 hours.
Yeah, coming in from Riverside, California, the IE, IE gang.
Sir. Shout out to all my people in Riverside and the IE.
Much love to you guys. I guess, well, the first question I want to ask is, everybody always wants to know how you started your chapter and all that, but isn't 16 years old a little too late to start acting, bro?
Late?
Yeah, like considered a late bloomer, because most people start like when they're 4 or 5,
child
6,
actors, right, and all of that stuff. I think for me, it happened at the right time. If anything, for me, maybe it happened a little too early. A lot of people say that the best time to become an actor is once you've lived, a certain amount of life. You have the experience, you have, the ups and downs, the heartbreak and all that stuff. But I like when I broke into it. I broke into it really. I started training at 16 years old. And then at 19, I started working on my first TV show called On My Block. My first year out in LA, I moved out there from Corona, California. Got a little apartment with my best friend and worked my ass off, bro. Worked at a restaurant called Wood Ranch at the Grove. Postmates 24/7. And
you did Postmates?
Yeah, did Postmates. I was delivering pizzas.
That's so
before I was in any sort of spotlight. Met a lot of celebrities, I guess I could say. Delivered some pizzas to their house, and they're extremely rude. And I forgive, but I never forget. But that being said, it happened when I was 19, and then at 20, the show came out, and I sort of entered my 20s in a really strange way. I'm really grateful for it, but it was a little tricky trying to navigate it and all that stuff.
100%. Diego, let me go ahead and ask you, what got you into acting, dude? You were 16 years old. We always have this conversation, especially Hispanic parents. They don't really they come into this country and they're always like, yo, no, I want my kid to like go to school, go to college, become, you're successful, but I'm saying in their mind, being successful is doing 4 years of college, maybe becoming a lawyer, a doctor, and all these other different things, right? So what inspired you to be an actor at the age of 16?
Yeah.
And were there any boundaries from your parents?
Yeah, well, first of all, I want to say college is bull. That's a big ass scam. I truly believe that. I think that idea, that entire like process has been made to keep people in debt. Yeah. I mean, it's stupid that if you really think about it, it's like, man, I think the only reason you should go to college and really get like a defined like education is if you're trying to be a lawyer, a doctor, any of that stuff that really requires it. And in that case, if you really are trying to save lives out there, shouldn't college be free?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Especially for that. I mean, I know people who go to school for business and marketing and all that, and you're getting taught by some professor that literally knows nothing about marketing. He's there teaching you out of his ass. He's getting a paycheck, 9 to 5, whatever. The best teacher is going to be life. Going out there, trying it out, failing on your ass 100 times, getting up, 101 times. But yeah, for me, I think what got me into acting. Sorry to go on that rant.
No,
that shit bugs me so much, though, man. I know so many people who are incredibly talented, who they have so much fire and drive. They go to college, they go out, they graduate after like 8 years, and then they expect like the world to be given to them, and it's simply just not true. It's not true. That's not how the world works. You have to really get involved into real life experience, man. Put your ass out there, like what you guys are doing. Yeah, that's real work, man. You guys are going out there, trying, experimenting, and putting your ass out there. Your merch, all that stuff, your companies, and it shows you guys like how to start an LLC. And taxes, this and that, what you can write off, what you can't.
They don't teach that, bro.
They don't teach you that stuff, man. And it's insane. Why didn't they try to teach us that for the first 12 years? Not even 12 years, maybe like just high school, bro. Yeah. Junior year and senior year. Why didn't they teach us that stuff? You know what I'm saying?
Nah, but they wanted to run a.
It's because they don't want to see us win, bro. Huh? They don't want to see us win, bro. They don't want to see us win, man.
But ironic enough, it's so weird that you literally word by word said everything I said last week, bro. We were in a business meeting, and it was just for something, a project that we're working on. Yeah. And I went to college. I got a bachelor's in business management. Same thing, marketing management, all that business stuff. And I got a degree, and
my bad, right? I didn't mean to shade that.
No. But bro, the living proof of what you're saying, though. Because I got a degree, and I'm not trying to make this about me, but bro, I've learned more through us trying to start a business, getting over by people, having good wins and losses, whatever. But I learned more about the business world through the experience than what the 4 years of college. Now, I'm not trying to say, I'm
not saying it's a waste of time, depending what you're going for.
Correct. Exactly. And when I said, like, bro.
And depending the individual, too. Some people need that structure. Yeah. I don't know. Every formula is different, But
I always say, man, life is your best lesson, bro.
Absolutely, man. Yeah.
So, 100%.
Yeah, no, 100. But sorry, to answer your question, it was about how did I get into acting. Man, I don't know. I would always see, like, Leonardo DiCaprio, Al Pacino, those guys doing mobster movies and all that. I was like, man, I kind of want to be like those guys. So when I was really little, not little, but like, 8th grade, 14, I started stealing a lot.
Oh, wow.
So I would steal a lot, man. Like I would steal like fools' iPods and like sell it for like $50.
Were you that guy that'd be like, bro, help you look for it. And you
I might have done that once or twice. Yeah,
we're not leaving until we find it.
I would steal a lot, and I gotta say, like, it was. I saw so many mobster movies. I was like, man, I want to be like that, this and that. And then one day I got into a lot of trouble, and my dad sat me down. He's like, hey, man, like, me and your mom might have to send your ass away to military school. Wow. And I knew they would do it because they did that with my older brother. My older brother got sent away when he was 15. So I knew that they weren't playing around. And he sat me down and he said, I know you've been watching all these movies and you think these guys are all like hard asses and whatnot, but these guys are just actors. Like, they're businessmen. Like, they're dedicated to a craft. They perfect it. They pour their hearts and souls into these roles. Maybe you should try out acting. And it was a mixture of things. It was like that. It was like watching like this show called Victorious. Like, Victorious. You know what I mean? Like, it was so many different things.
They bad.
And I just tried it out, bro. I tried out an acting class at 16 at a studio called 321 Acting Studios. And I fell in love, bro. I fell in love with the environment. Time vanished. I was present. It kept me out of trouble. And then, bro, the rest was history. I met my agent there, my manager there. Started auditioning for like Disney, Nickelodeon, all that stuff. Got told no 1,000 times. Finally got told a yes for a TV show called Teen Wolf.
Teen Wolf.
And I did a little co-star there. And then after that, I was like, yeah, I got to do this for the rest of my life.
Yeah. I wanted to, I always said, like, if you're an actor, bro, I feel like you're a little different in the sense of you are not shy, because a lot of people don't know this, or maybe they do, but when you're in front of a camera acting, or you're in a commercial, yeah, it looks like it's just you and us four, but there could be 50, 100 people in the back, and you have to perform in front of everybody, that scene or whatever it is. But did you, in high school, people always make fun or jokes of like theater kids, right?
Sure.
Were you one? And if you were, and if you got clowned on, how did you overcome it? I want to know a little bit about that.
That's a great question, man.
Thank you.
I want to touch on that. I was in theater class in 9th grade, but I saw how kind of like extroverted everybody was. And I'm pretty introverted. You know, especially if I'm not doing a movie or TV show and I'm not doing a role and it's just me, I kind of get nervous. I'm like, hopefully I don't say anything stupid. But in high school, I actually dropped out of theater class because I was like, no, this is too much for me. Because the teacher was like, oh, you guys are gonna have to do a play at the end of the seminar. And I was like, nah, like I'm not doing that in front of my crush. You know what I can't do that, you know? And then I got homeschooled in 11th grade and I was going to that, you know, that studio. And then in 12th grade, I actually came back to a school called Levi Pollard, continuation school in Corona, Cal. And then I did the theater class there and I was like, dude, I don't give a what anyone thinks about me. Like, and to add on to that, you said like theater kids are kind of cringe and whatnot. I think everyone's kind of cringe to a certain extent, right?
Yeah.
When you're dedicated about something and you're committed to something, like there's going to be a certain obsession that other people just won't understand. They're going to be like, this fool's cringe. He's all about this and that. And it's like, hey, bet, man, clown me. But in 10 years, when I'm driving the nice car, I got the nice house, you know, I got the beautiful girl on my side. Like,
100%.
let's really compare lives.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And not trying to be like, you know what I'm saying? Not trying to
No, yeah,
you know,
but sometimes it's like you got that chip on your shoulder.
What I'm trying to get at is I just don't want a kid to watch this who's insecure about something that they want to pursue and not pursue it because of other people's opinions.
Yeah.
Because I can count on my hand like how many people I still see from high school, and it's literally only two. My boy Asif, my boy Felipe, and that's it.
Felipe
Like
right there?
You know what I'm saying?
I know he went to my boy Felipe right there.
Corona, California, man. We out here.
and then the rest is just noise, man. Like, I think when you're young, you get so consumed on like, what does this person think about me? I don't want to look like an idiot. I don't want to look like a clown. Dude, you're going to look like an idiot. You know what I'm saying? No matter what you try, you're going to look stupid starting off. If you don't take that L though, you're not going to grow, man. Whatever it is, content, jujitsu, boxing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Floyd Mayweather didn't just become Floyd Mayweather overnight. His first day in the boxing gym. You know what I'm saying? And I try to preach that to kids because, man, it's really important.
100%. Felipe, you have any questions, bro? You're a little
Bro,
quiet over there.
I'm just fascinated the way he talks, bro.
So
He's so
good.
well spoken. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna touch on that. I think what you just said is key, spot on. I remember I want to do acting. Mind you, me and some of our long-term goals are to go into the acting field, right? And I remember I was one of those kids. I was one of those buddies like in theater. He in theater. But then I remember like, bro, I remember one time like they took the whole school to the theater room. We watched, at the auditorium, we watched the play. And I was like, bro, I want to do that. I told my boy, I'm like, hey, bro, imagine I did that. Man, that's for bitches. Now you right, bro. And bro, and see, like I always portrayed myself as like someone that's confident and like how do I say it? Yeah, confident in myself.
Yeah.
And bro, just some people's opinions were getting way. Like imagine I would have done the acting, you know?
Yeah.
So I like that, bro, and I like that you're spreading that message to like the younger generation that might be in that shoe, like might be the Felipe, like, hey, bro, I want to do that. Nah, that's for bitches. Oh yeah, you're right, bro. I'm not gonna do that. But it's a great blueprint right here, especially for the Hispanic community, bro, because you are living proof of what hard work. You know how we work hard on the field, we work hard in construction houses, work hard. You know when we drive the 18-wheelers across the country.
Straight up.
You're doing this in the acting world, bro, and it's really paying off, bro. So I'm glad, bro.
As are you guys.
No, bro, it's definitely a beautiful thing, bro. And I just go back because I really sit down and think about, like, put it this way, bro. How many like wasted talent there's been in this world just because there's a lot of people that are scared to see what other people are gonna say. You know what I mean? And they never really pursue it because of the same reason. Yeah. You know, there's so much. I feel like there's so much wasted talent. There's so they could have been so much, like, I don't know, so much different books, actors, music, a lot of different shit could have been put out to the world and maybe inspired people. But unfortunately, because people were scared of what other people might say, that's just kind of what brought them down. You know?
I honestly, I could tell you guys, like, wholeheartedly, my biggest fear is laying on my deathbed and being like, damn, there was so much I wanted to do and I didn't try it out. Yeah. Maybe I wasn't successful in whatever, but I didn't try it out. Yeah. That shit eats me alive. I'm like, how did you not try? Yeah. You had perfect health. God bless you with so much. And you'd even try because someone else's opinion. Even as of recently, you know, when I was on the show on my block, I wanted to start an acting school. I wanted to start a podcast. I wanted to start a clothing line. And I didn't do it because I cared so much about what people thought about me. Even to that point, even when shit was going perfectly well. And then just something, it clicks in you, man, one day where you're just like, you know what? I truly don't fucking care what anybody thinks about me. And then, yeah, man. So that's what I'm doing right now.
I would like to say that's a dangerous man or woman. When you truly don't give a fuck about what anybody thinks about you, that's a dangerous man or woman.
Yeah,
The other, not you.
Am I
you're
woman?
bad.
I'm like, hey, hold on.
Nah, but yeah, that's a dangerous man. I feel like that's.
I always think there's always people deal with a lot of shit. Life is a roller coaster, right? And a lot of people have different escapes. Some have the gym, some have going on a run, whatever it is. I looked into, you say you do skateboarding. Is that something you do? And how did you get into that, or was that your escape at some point in your lifetime on your journey?
I grew up next to a skate park called Santana Park.
Okay.
And growing up, I had vitiligo, so it wasn't that bad, but it was pretty noticeable. Even right now, you can kind of see it. I have like this patch like of white skin. When I was little, it was a little worse. And I was really insecure, man. I was like, I don't want to get teased. I always wore long sleeves, and then I had like a crazy tan line on my fingertips. And then I watched this movie called Lords of Dogtown one day, and I was like, it looks so fun. They're just out and about, and the culture, all that stuff. So I tried it out, went to a skate park, and I was like 9 years old, and everybody there was a little bit older. And to them, they didn't really care about your skin. They didn't care about, your insecurities, none of that shit. It was just about skateboarding, the culture, good times, and all that stuff.
Dope.
So for literally like 7 years, I just grew up skateboarding there, and I learned so much, man. I learned a lot about like music, cinematography, getting footage, making clips, before clips was even a thing. Getting footage, man, like, and all of that stuff. And I saw a lot of good people, take a bad life and path, and I always took notes. I was like, don't go down that path. And then I saw people take W's, and I was like, oh, that's fucking hard, man. Like, that's dope, So it taught me a lot, man. It was my escape. Yeah.
That's very cool, bro.
Did you ever have the fisheye?
A fisheye? Yeah, of course. Yeah. I had like a VX and everything.
But I was the biggest poser, bro.
Oh, yeah.
I was the biggest poser.
Bro, I just tried to skate the other day, and I was like, fuck, I'm getting too old. My knees are, you know what I mean?
I wonder, do you have any question, bro?
No, go ahead.
Kind of wanted to go on your journey so far, what you've done, what you're doing, and what you're planning on doing.
Yeah.
Obviously, everybody knows the biggest thing that you obviously were very successful in was On My Block.
Sure.
So I want to touch in on that, and then we're gonna get into what you're doing now and what you plan on doing. But yeah, run me through On My Block, bro. How did you hear about it? Did your agent hit you up and you were like, "This is a perfect fit," or were you one of those like, "Nah, I don't think that's gonna be me," and then boom, it ended up, because that's what happens a lot of times. It's like, I don't want to audition for that, and then boom, it ends up being a big ass role or show, right?
Sure, yeah.
Can I throw one more question on top of that?
Absolutely.
Obviously, you can answer that one.
Yeah.
What's up with you not watching it though? That's insane.
Yeah, I'll get to that.
But you
Okay, let me hear it. I didn't know about that.
I'll get to
you
that,
weren't
yeah.
here, but me and Diego talking. You feel me? We were talking in private. But
I tell Felipe the cheese man,
Yeah.
So the way it came about, like I said, I moved to LA when I was 18. Little apartment. What was the address? 4622 La Mirada Avenue.
You're just outing the Addy right now, bro.
Apartment number 33. We had roaches there. It was super hot, no AC. My neighbors are trying to bang on me like every other day, just like a fucking, it was what it was,
Wait, were they bad? They were trying to bang on you?
Yeah. Like they were like from MS-13 and shit.
Oh, that's what.
Gang members, like this
Yeah. I thought they was trying to. Okay,
you should look up his address.
I thought it was. My bad. I thought you had girls on
You don't know, bro.
Hey, we don't claim this Diego, man. We don't claim this Diego. No,
I'm kidding, bro.
No, so we, me and my boy Felipe, we lived there and just went to work 24/7. And you get these auditions, man, and it's like, you get told no so many times. So eventually I told my agent, I was like, you know what, man, like, I don't want to audition for Nickelodeon or Disney. It's just not me. It's not, I'm not the right candidate for it, right? Foolish of me to do, because I was auditioning for this casting director, Danielle and Amber Horn, and they would always cast for Disney and Nickelodeon. And they would always take me to producers. They'd always take me to like the directors and all that, the final stages. And I was never right for the project at the end. But they liked me so much, man, that they brought me here for this Netflix project. And at the time, it was Untitled, right? And at the time, man, I was going through a rough time, breakup, focused on acting only. And I was like, God, I just need a W, please. Like, I'm about it. I don't care, man. I'll be in this game until I'm 90 years old. I just need a sign. Give me a sign, something, please. And sure enough, I got this audition, and I wasn't going to do it. I was like, it's Friday. I was like, I kind of want to hang out with my buds, go to the beach, do some dumb. I was like, no, you know what? Let me stay home. Let me study, whatnot. Spend 2 hours of my life. Maybe you could change it. And then sure enough, I stay home. I study. And next day I go into an audition. I do a good job. I don't think anything of it. I'm like, you know what? It's just another audition. I'm going to go enjoy my weekend now. And then I get a call back and they're like, hey, they really like you. Director wants to meet you. Producer wants to meet you. So I go into the audition. I see like, so I don't know if anybody knows this, but when you go in for an audition, like the final stages, they bring everybody in from a thing called a chemistry read. And there's like, so let's say we're auditioning for different roles. There'd be like 5 other actors that look just like you. And so on. 5 other that look like you, 5 other that look like you, and 5 other that look like me. And they're all there for the same role. So it's super fucking awkward. It's super like weird. Like you're looking at somebody that looks exactly like kind of like you, and and you know they're going in for the same role as you. So I did that audition, and I saw Julio Macias there. The guy plays Spooky. And as soon as I seen him wear blue jeans, Vans, and like a black tee. And that's exactly what I was wearing. And I was like, oh, we got this, bro. I was like, are you playing Spooky? I was like, it's in the bag, bro. That's it. So I kind of like, I was like, hey, bro, let's go in the corner. Let's go rehearse and shit. Everybody was kind of goofing off, kind of like being like very friendly. But I was like, I could tell y'all aren't really being friendly. Y'all are being kind of,
Yeah.
So I just dialed in, bro. I did the audition, and something like pinched me in the audition. I was like, I'm going to shove this fool. So I shoved that fool like as hard as I could. And then that fool like grabbed me by my neck and like slammed his forehead into my forehead. And he did his lines. I forgot what scene it was. And then after that, the producers, like they all got up and they started like clapping. And
now you sold it. You really sold it.
Yeah. I knew I booked that like right there on the spot. And then like I walked out, and it's kind of like an asshole move of me, but I was like, honestly, bro, I won't even go in there. I was like, that's done. Like I got it.
Wait, you said that?
Yeah, I did.
No way.
To the other actor. Yeah. It's kind of messed up not thinking about it.
But no, you gotta be confident though. It's confidence.
But I was like, you know what, man? Like it's a competitive field. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, maybe there is. I don't know. But at the time I was 19, I was broke. I was hungry. Yeah. So I was like, I gotta do what I gotta do to take care of my family.
It could also be a mind game. You really think about it.
It was a mind game more so. I did that more so as a mind trick. That being said, the other actor's an incredible guy. I don't want to shout him out because I don't like doing that, but he's a good guy. Yeah. I don't want to
we get you.
But anyway, yeah. After that, it was 4th of July weekend, bro, and I remember it was like the longest weekend of my life. I was like waiting for the call. I was like, what the fuck? Did I get it? Did they go? Did I do something wrong? I was like, hold on now. Like maybe I tanked it. And then I got the call and I got the contract. My agents called me and they're like, you got it. Damn. And after that, bro, I was like, oh my God, like my life is literally about to change. Yeah. Everything I ever wanted it's happening with this one little audition. Those 2 hours that I locked in and dialed in changed my life. And at the time I was dating, this girl, and we were going through like a rough patch, but I remember, driving to her crib and I was like, everything's gonna be good now. I'm gonna pay for your college. I'm gonna take care of you, this and that. And literally the day before, like I shot the show, I caught her cheating.
Oh my God.
No. Yeah, the day before. And to be fair, bro, like it was, I was doing a lot of dumb stuff. I wasn't a great boyfriend. I was always busy. I didn't have time to text, call, none of that stuff. I was very dialed in on my mission. And when you're that young, bro, it's not fair either for the other person. You know what I'm saying? But that being said, bro, I entered the show with a really fucked up mindset, like really bad. Like even I watched the first season and I'm like, dude, homeboy was depressed, man. Like he was really sad. And yeah, I remember just thinking I can either be tormented by this and let it affect me and hold me down, or I can use it, channel it into the art and just move forward, bro. And yeah, that's what I did, man.
That's so cool, bro. And also I want to bring up, you guys saw, if it's okay, I can mention Valente. He was here a couple weeks ago, and he's OG in the game, bro.
Yeah, of course, man. Blood in, blood out. Yeah, Ernie
man.
From George Lopez. Yeah.
Shout out Valente Rodriguez.
Yeah, he's a great actor.
Great actor. But I asked him this because anything, whether it's acting or us content creation, or whether you're just anything in the creative art space, maybe you're a musician too, or trying to be, right? It does take a lot of time. And if you have a girlfriend, realistically, bro, like you need to have someone that understands that if you're really locked in and dialed in on that project or projects or whatever, that they got to really like understand that your time is there, right? And so not having that girl, maybe for you, was that like a little helpful for you in locking in for that, season, 2 seasons, right?
Yeah, I don't care what anybody says. Like there comes a certain amount of obsession that you either have or you don't have. If you have it, yes. Just know that there's going to be a lot of consequences and a lot of good stuff that come with it. But you know what I'm saying? Obsession is a good thing. It's a double. What's the saying? It's a double-edged sword.
Double-edged sword. Yeah.
Yeah. It's something that you need, but when you have it, it's also gonna it's gonna take away certain things in your life.
Sacrifices.
Yeah. You have to see it through. Because if you have it, but you only see it halfway through, you're only going to see the bad stuff. You have to commit to it for a 10-year scope. You know what I'm saying? Did it help? I don't know, man. I wasn't really a good boyfriend. So like, I don't want to be over here saying that like I was a sweetheart. I was really, man. I wasn't a great boyfriend.
When you say that, do you think it's immaturity? Like you were 19, 18?
I was 19 and I was just obsessed with this dream, man. I was just chasing it. And there comes a certain amount of selfishness I think you have to have starting off. And yeah, man, it's just, sometimes it is what it is.
But I mean, I guess it helped you for the better. Like you just say you were able to channel.
Yeah,
you were able to channel it into your role.
I like my life.
Yeah.
Was I able to channel it to the role? Yeah, I did. Yeah, I mean, the character was going through like a hard time, and he had tough circumstances, definitely. So I channeled that.
But with how Diego was saying, sacrifices have to be made. You really think about it. You sacrificed maybe a relationship for lifetime of greatness. You really think about it? I'm just saying.
Hey, this was Thanos, bro.
I'm just saying.
No, I hear you, man. It's
That wasn't it. Nah, I ain't cooking. My fault. Keep my mouth.
No. Hey, bro, look, I think what's that saying? It's like the story is like, oh, Dad, we got a bunch of horses in the field. Like, this is a good thing, right? And the dad's like, we'll see. Oh, Dad, like I just got called in for the draft. Like, this is a bad thing. It's like, we'll see. It's like then the kid falls off the horse, breaks his leg. He's like, oh, this is a terrible thing, right? It's like, we'll see. Only time will tell, man. I don't know. I mean,
yeah,
it's just life. Life's messy. It's complicated. It's messy. I don't know if right now it's a great thing. Yeah, you're right. Sacrifices. Yeah, bro. I don't know. We'll see how it pans out.
but what I really want to say that the message is to succeid or be successful comes with sacrifice, and that's just a hard truth. Yeah, some people won't understand that, bro. That's a sad truth.
Even right now, man, I'm with my guru and like I'm always working, bro. Like yesterday, we did a shoot all day, photo shoot for Sangre. Then Sunday, tomorrow, it's my mom's birthday. But I got like 500 students that I got to hop on a Zoom with and teach them about acting because I got my online acting school. And then next week, I'm shooting my podcast all week. Like, and it's one of these things where, thank God I'm in a relationship right now where my girl understands. Mm-hmm. She's with me. She's my biggest, champion right now. She biggest cheerleader or whatever. And I couldn't be more thankful, bro. Some people just don't understand it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Some people just don't get it.
And you can't, and you're gonna go crazy trying to explain it to other people, bro. Like you could be like, oh, it's because it does this. No, bro. Like at the end of the day, that obviously you wish you could be with your mom or your loved one every single day, every single moment. But life comes with sacrifice.
Absolutely, man. It's like going to the gym, right? It's like, I mean, yeah, you might like it sometimes, but you don't like it every single time. Mm-hmm. Being in the gym, you're tired. Mm-hmm. But it comes with a great result, right? It's a sacrifice.
100%.
As far as life-changing moments. If you can, run me through that moment where you saw the contract, you saw, damn, I'm finally I don't have to go clock in and do DoorDash, and I don't have to clock in at the Grove. Run me through seeing that contract, the number, and who did you call first? Was it your parents? It was
my parents, yeah. Yeah, I got the call, and there was like a school, like a little park near my apartment, and I walked down there, and I called my mom and my dad, and I was like, this is about to change, I'm gonna take care of you, everything's about to be good. And yeah, it was crazy, man. I mean, you're 18 years old, 19 years old, and you're getting paid, I mean, fuck, thousands and thousands of dollars every week from a show. And it's like, it was a blessing, but it was also like, it could have gone really south. It could have gone really bad. Thank God I learned so much at a skate park and like learning from people's, W's and L's and people who were older than me that I kind of knew what to stay away from. But I could certainly see how that kind of lifestyle could mess a lot of people up and how it does,
Especially at a young age.
Yeah, at a young age, definitely. But yeah, bro, I mean, I also got to give credit to my dad, like, bro, being successful is not easy. It's very fucking hard. People think it just happens like that. And it's really hard, man. It's hard to become successful. It's hard to maintain success. It's hard to maintain, like, you got to maintain your mental health, your physical health, your businesses, your craft, your grind, your relationships, all this stuff. It comes with a lot of weight. Some people just can't do it. Really. Yeah. That being said, man, like, I'm not going to complain and say my job's super hard. Like, I saw my dad wake up 5 a.m. every day, go to his job. He's a fumigator. So I saw him really grind. So I'm never going to complain about this job.
Yeah, I actually wanted to ask you, did you know On My Block was going to be as successful as it is or as it was?
No.
At the time, like, you weren't even expecting it. You just went in?
No, I called my brother after I finished the show and I was like, hey, I just did the show. I think I'm going to get like a couple thousand Instagram followers. I'm going to get a cool demo reel, footage. and I'll just send it out to directors. But no, I didn't know it was gonna be a hit at all.
That's crazy.
Why do you think it was? If you don't mind, like
That
do
shit
you,
was good,
Yeah.
bro.
It was very relatable.
So
too.
that's what I was, that's what I was leaning toward. No, bro. Obviously, the show was great. Obviously, no.
I
But I'm
haven't
saying,
seen
do
it,
you
so.
think was it because you guys know? I would say the Hispanic support is, I think, the best
insane.
support on the anything. It could be whether for acting or for vlogging or whatever it is. Do you think was it the support behind it all, or what do you think made it
It was
different?
the fans. It was the fans, definitely. Something about that show, they saw themselves in the show, whether it was Jamal, whether it was Monse, Ruby, Spooky, my character, Abuelita, the gnome, I don't know. They saw themselves in one of the characters, and we never shied away from, some people are like, oh, that show's corny. It's like, yeah, watch the show. It leans into I mean, we have gnomes, for God's sakes, in the show. Like we were never trying to be a very like HBO serious drama.
Like this wasn't no blood in, blood out. This
No,
was,
of course, that's a great movie.
No,
by the way.
I'm saying, but
I
like,
love that movie. It's
obviously,
so good.
but
No, I know. I'm
yeah,
saying I just watched it the other day. It's so good. But the show never shied away from what it was trying to be. And at the end of the day, all it wanted to do was put a smile on people's faces. And I think seeing, the audience being able to see themselves represented on TV, they're like, oh, all right, I'm going to support that show. And on top of that, I mean, the cast is they're incredible, bro. They have such good chemistry. Brett's such a great actor. Julio's such a great actor. Everybody's like really magnificent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Go
shit.
ahead.
Oh, shout out to all those actors. But I did want to ask you, you yourself coming from such a humble, beginning and stuff. Like, if you don't mind me asking, like, when you got your first paycheck, right?
Mhm.
Like, what was like the craziest buy that you did?
I bought a BMW 430i, like a convertible.
Hard.
Yeah, I bought that. Yeah, I was like 20 years old, and I bought that, and I just remember driving around the beach with like a convertible, and yeah, it was a nice little flex I had. Yeah,
Bro,
It's
what was your
nice.
thought when you just like, coming from where you're coming from, sitting in your car in your BMW?
Yeah.
Like, what was going through your mind?
It's just one of those moments, man. You're like, thank you, God. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Thank you,
Yeah,
God.
amen,
It's like a dream that you don't
amen.
want to wake up from, But if anything, it fueled me. I was like, oh shoot, okay, I took a W here. Let me keep working. Let me try to see some more W's. I think Conor McGregor says that he's like, a W can either make or break somebody. Like it could break them because like they'll get cocky and they'll be like, I already made it. And then they get lazy, they slack off, 10 years go by and they fell off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or it can make you, you're like, oh, okay, I got a W. Let me keep going. Let me keep working really hard. So I got to be honest though. I mean, there was a point in my time where all I would do is just party and like,
Of course.
just do a lot of pendejadas.
No, you gotta understand, but
I mean, every-
young, dumb, full of cum. You feel me? You gotta enjoy it. Nah.
You know what I'm saying? So there was a lot of times where, I did a lot of stupid things and, I just partied a lot. And I remember one time I showed up to like a director session. My showrunner, Lauren Unerick, she was doing another Netflix show. She brought me in. She brought me in straight to the last round. And she would have given it to me, but like she's got other partners and producers and this and that. And I just remember like, I don't know how foolish, how stupid I was to do this, but like I remember partying so hard the night before and just showing up to the meeting like super hungover, like super just trash. Like I had like mocos in my eyes. And I remember doing that audition and the project did well. It was nothing that I would, I'm like regretful for, but I just remember thinking how foolish of you, man, to have been put in such a position and then you just waste that opportunity like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like your ancestor would slap, you know what I mean? Slap you, bro. So after that, I was like, yeah, that's not me, man. Like if I'm working, I'm working. I'm 100% dialed in. If it's a movie, I'm dialed into that. If it's a class I'm teaching, if it's a podcast episode I'm doing, I'm 100% there. And I want to do the best work I possibly can, bro.
I just feel like that comes with maturity, though.
Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, when you're 20 years old and
Yeah.
you see the checks and the pretty girls and the
Yeah.
drinks are there, and it's like,
And you're getting the recognition when you go outside, and
yeah.
It's a definitely ego boost.
It's a recipe for disaster. Yeah.
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 But some people can't control it, and some just kind of let it get to them.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely at a point now where I'm like, you know what? There's gonna be time to play, and there's gonna be time to work. And when I'm working, I'm working. When I'm having a good time, I'm having a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually have a bone to pick with Hollywood because I kind of just came to the realization, and I want to know what your opinion is on this. But I've noticed that there's a lot of Hispanic shows or Latino-based shows, that are relatable to the Hispanic community that do really amazing, and yet they don't find either they discontinue it or a show, or it's really rare that there's another they try to work on another Latino or Hispanic show. You know, example, George Lopez was an amazing show. I think it's till this day. You know, Felipe watches that shit every night.
Yeah, I really do.
I love George Lopez.
I'll hit you up when I watch the next episode.
Or on my blog, although maybe it wrapped up perfectly, but why the following year follow up with another banger Latino Hispanic show, or you know, it's like it's been 4 or 5 years since on my block, and I haven't seen at least another Hispanic show, you know, come to Hollywood. What do you think that is?
Truthfully, I'm not too sure, man. I'm still trying to figure that one out. You know, I think I don't know, man. I really don't know. I wish I could give you an answer. That's been a question that constantly gets asked. If I'm being completely sincere, like no like polished answer, I don't know. Yeah. Because there's a lot of actors who are Latino who I'm like, why wasn't that guy like Brad Pitt? Perfect example. A very successful actor, no shade at all. I admire him. I'm lucky if I ever get a career nearly as close to him. Benjamin Bratt, Blood In, Blood Out. A great actor, handsome dude, one of the best to do it, right? He's very successful. But sometimes when I'm in conversations with certain people, I'll bring up his name. They're like, who's that?
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you mean, who's that? That's El Gallo Negro. Come on. That's El Gallo Negro, bro. But then I'll be like, oh, but you know Brad Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio. They're like, oh yeah, Brad Pitt, Leonardo. But I'm like, how come, what about the Hispanic fucking Brad Pitt? You know what I'm saying?
It's so weird, bro. I don't understand that.
I don't understand either. I think maybe there's a lot of division maybe between Latinos. Sometimes you know, I know that behind closed doors, there's a lot of division. Sometimes people don't want to see other people take that W, and they're I think now it's changed. Now that we're very supportive in the industry, but I think maybe 10 years ago, they didn't want to see another Latino win. You know what I'm saying? Like within one another. Right. They were like, nah, if it's going to be me. It ain't going to be you. It ain't going to be Diego. It ain't going to be Felipe. It's going to be me. You know what I'm saying? And that mindset will only drag everybody down, bro. You have to support each other, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like if you guys get a W, bro, I'm over here rooting for you guys 24/7. If my boy Xolo Maridueña just did Blue Beetle, I tweeted about, I was like, one of the best DC movies I've ever seen, right? Because you have to support one another. If you don't, bro, it's only gonna affect us as a community, man. But I truthfully, man, I don't know, man. I think maybe we need more. I will say this. I think maybe. I think some of the resources, man, are harder to attain. You know, like we said, going to UCLA, USC college. Expensive, right? Going to acting class itself is expensive, bro. It's like $300 to $500 a month. A month. What kid from a you know, not the greatest background is gonna have that type of financial support? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's why, and therefore, like inclusion, you're not gonna see them on screen as much, right? Because it's just harder to attain that accessibility. Which shameless plug I'm gonna do. That's why I started my acting school, bro.
No, bro, plug it in.
Because I'm like, yo, I remember the struggle. It was hard to pay for that $300, $400 acting class, you know? So I made my studio, I made my class. I'm not gonna cap, bro. Like, I'm not trying to bullshit anything. Like, my acting school, my acting studio, it's online and sometimes in person, is probably the greatest acting school there's ever been in terms of getting resources, getting knowledge, and having a strong foundation. I won't say it's the best acting school because there's still things that I'm learning and I'm still running it by myself. So as far as like the craft, I can give everybody a solid foundation. There's some things I don't know. Like I've never done a multi-cam comedy show. I'll never pretend that I know more than I don't know that stuff just yet. But as far as that, man, like I literally have an entire list of agents that kids can contact and reach out to, send them their demo reels, send them their actors access, send them their headshots and resumes, all that stuff. Yeah. And I teach them how to do everything, bro. Like every week I'm very hands-on. So yeah, I mean that's why I think a lot of Latinos they talk about making a change and whatnot, and then they're like they just fuck off and do their own projects and like don't care about anybody else. And that's never sat cool with me, man. I want to make a change. I want to make an impact.
I want to we kind of talk about, you know, a little bit of what you've done, but now what you're doing, leading on to what you said, like the acting school. I know you just launched. Well, I don't know if you just launched, but Sangre Mia has been around. I've been seeing your social media. You're on tour.
It's been a process. Yeah, running a clothing line is very hard. I'm sure you guys know too. It's really hard. Yeah, the acting school is probably so easy. I mean, all I gotta do is show up. Running a clothing line is pretty hard. But yeah, our goal with Sangre Mia is to motivate and inspire Latinos worldwide. You know what I'm saying? And we're on our way. We're in stores right now, and we're doing good online. So
how did the name come about? The great name, Sangre
the
Mia.
original name was called Modern Love, actually.
Oh wow.
And then I got hit with like a law thing. They're like, you can't use the name, copyright.
man.
So then one day I was like, let's just change it. I'll call it, I don't know, Sangre Mia.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. But you're still. I'm guessing. I think last I saw you did a movie, but are you still opening and are you still willing to do another acting role, acting gig, or do you have any projects coming up that you can talk about?
Yeah. I took a couple. Dude, it was crazy, man. Like, I don't know if you guys heard about it. There was like the actor strikes.
Yeah.
There's the writer strikes. There's the pandemic. There was so many events that like kind of it kind of gave me a reality check. I was like, man, you can't just be an actor in 2025, bro, especially with the AI stuff coming out. Like, who knows if this industry will still be here in 10 years? I hope I'm wrong. But if I'm being honest, I think in 10 years it's gone. The acting, Hollywood and movie, I think it's gonna be gone, bro. AI, I've seen some crazy with producers with AI that's like, it blows my mind.
That's insane.
Yeah, no, I hope I'm wrong, bro. I
Yeah.
hope I'm
Very
wrong.
scary.
But yeah, no, it was one of those things where I was like, you know what? I need to take a step away from acting. So I took a couple years away from acting. I did a few movies. I did Muzzle with Aaron Eckhart. I did Bad Hombres with Tyrese Gibson from Fast and Furious. Did Knights of the Zodiac. We might do a second one. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Damn.
With my boy McKenna from One Piece. Shout out. So, but I wanted to take a step away. There was offers on the table about roles. My beliefs just didn't align with them. And I'm not gonna put my name on something I don't believe in. So I took a step away, and right now I'm actually in the process of making my first movie. It's called Night of the Witches, and I'm attached as a producer.
Fire.
Dope.
Shout out to Loose Films, Sergio and Lynette. We're getting that on its way. And yeah, bro, it's gonna be my first movie that I star in and produce in, and then I got some other projects that I wrote. So I'm just, sometimes you got to take a step back to take 10 steps forward.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I know you were mentioning too, I mean, you know, it's amazing that you're diversifying and doing all these different projects, but you're also, if it's okay for me to talk about, you're also getting into music as well.
I'm trying, bro. Yeah, I'm trying.
What do you got going on?
I'm over here juggling like 20 different things, bro.
No,
That's
you
good.
have to,
Yeah.
bro.
I was gonna say like,
what
don't
you
put.
said earlier.
Yeah,
You don't want to be
what-
on your deathbed.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
Regretting
Yeah.
the shit you could have done.
Yeah.
What got you into the music as well? Like, how'd you venture off into that?
I was just bored, man. I was just bored. I was just so bored. And I just didn't want to be at like a bar, like a club or anything stupid. So I was like, I might as well just channel my energy into like creating some art.
Yeah.
And yeah, I met with my boy Julio one day. Julio Macias, he plays Spooky on my block.
Okay.
I remember chatting with him, and I was like, I don't know if I want to do this acting stuff anymore. Like, we'll see what happens, bro. I don't know. He said, what do you want to do? I was like, I don't know. I kind of want to test out music. We'll see what happens, bro. But I kind of want to test it out. He said, all right, cool. I'm gonna plug you up with my boy Idan. He works with some incredible artists. I think he works with Junior Ache. And I was like, you know what, bro? Let me go meet him, see what's up. Met him.
Toñito?
Made some. What was that?
Toñito?
No. Idan Fry.
Oh, I thought Junior H.
And Crisus. I got a track with Crisus and Idan Fry, and it's called Se Supone. And I don't know if I
Is it out right now?
I don't know. It's finished. I just don't know if I want to drop it.
Oh, we got to get a sneak peek, bro. You can't just tease us like that, dog.
If you got headphones, it'd be funny. If you guys had headphones, we could put up.
We can definitely.
We'll get Felipe the.
Hell yeah.
I gotta hear
All
that
right.
shit, dog. No, that's dope.
We'll just do. I'm really shy, so let's maybe just do. Felipe.
Wait. Actually, before you show us that, I actually want to ask.
Pause.
Because. What we pausing that?
Before you show us that?
Before you show us that, Felipe said that you didn't like watching your own video, like your own. Acting?
No, I didn't say he didn't like watching. I said he hasn't watched.
I haven't
it.
watched my show. No.
And I'm touching on that because I've seen you. I don't know if you seen it, but you ever watched Good Luck Charlie?
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
right.
Okay, you know Gabe from the show.
Yeah.
So they also interviewed him, and they're like, "Yo, bro, like, watching Good Luck Charlie was funny as." Like, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't watch it. I just acted it out, and that's it. And I asked him. He said, "I'm gonna be honest, bro. I just did my job basically." And
Why is that? Do you think it's like? Are you just gonna critique yourself extra, or what
I've
do you-
seen my parts.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Like,
you just haven't seen the
I'll
whole.
do like reaction shots on like TikTok where like I watch my scenes and I'll give like my opinion.
right.
I don't know. I just never watched it. I
It's
don't
because
know.
you know what happened, huh?
It's because I read the script like a million times. So like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know. I gotta check it out. I gotta do maybe like a viewing party for it. That'd be cool.
That makes
Hey
sense.
man, let us know,
Yeah.
man. Let us know. Another thing, if I could ask, if you don't want to
Yeah.
keep it on, you can take it out. How the did you stay serious when she was yelling at you guys behind the bleachers?
Oh man.
Pump up the clip right. How did you stay serious?
Ronnie?
¡Enough! Están actuando como un grupo de niños. Si alguien dice otra cosa, les voy a pegar en la boca.
Yeah, Olivia. I don't know.
That's
I don't
been
think
all
we did.
over my For You page, bro. And I was like, I probably would have broke character. Like,
Yeah, I don't know. She's
she's an amazing actor.
I
Just the
was gonna
Spanish
say,
was
I was gonna say,
a
yeah,
little
she's
off.
great actor. I think she was really young when she did that show,
Yeah.
and I think at the end of the day, you can't. I know everyone's so quick to blame the actor, but in her defense, like, why didn't you guys like vet it out a little more? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Or at least maybe change the line. Like, why did that line have to stay in Spanish? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. No, I don't know, bro. I don't want to point fingers or say enough, but yeah, no, that was a funny line, huh?
Yeah.
I actually.
I ain't gonna tell me. I'm not acting. You feel me?
Hey, low key,
funny enough,
my
you-
Spanish be sound like that too sometimes.
Nah, but I've heard
when I
in
drink too
Spanish.
much tequila, you know.
But you know what's crazy, bro? We got a chance to do a commercial, right? So I'm honestly apologizing. Her name is Ronnie in real life.
Ronnie Hawk, yeah.
Ronnie, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry because we did a commercial, and bro, I had one line and maybe a half.
Mm-hmm.
They gave it to me like an hour before, an hour and a half
yeah.
before. But I promise
Nah,
you,
bro, they gave it to us like a week
remember.
before.
Shut up.
They gave it to us like a week
yeah,
before.
but I didn't read it until we got on set, ho. And yeah, bro, I
You couldn't
fucked
remember
up.
it? Yeah.
No,
Man.
Diego, we were like, Diego was like, hey, bro, come on, lock in now. the editor, the producer, they were just like,
Yeah.
amateur hour, am I right? And we got it right, thank God. But I'm like, bro, I could not remember that one line. So
No.
how do you remember lines, bro? Because you had, like, I'm assuming dialogue on pages on
I
pages.
wish there was like a formula, man, that I could share, but it's really just you sit there and you just
Read.
read it over and over again. I think instead of memorizing the line, you just memorize like the idea and like it's like, oh, in this moment, his intent, the feeling is like frustration. So like the line is gonna be something that I don't know, kind of shows frustration. That's kind of how I operate. But there's definitely been times on set where I won't say the actor, but they forgot. They didn't forget, but they were supposed to do an entire scene in Spanish, and big actor, right? And they came to set unprepared, and I remember that they had me change the entire scene, and so I had to improvise the entire scene in Spanish, and I was like, bro, like I like having my lines, I like having that structure, knowing where the scene goes and all that. So I remember the director's like, "Are you cool to improvise?" And I was like, I'm like, yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna say no, bro. I'm a team player. Let's do it. But I remember that was kind of challenging. That was kind of hard. So I don't know how actors improvise, bro. That shit's tough.
But don't you have to? I thought a lot of actors are big on like the whole improvisation, taking classes of like, improvise or not. It's just
There's a lot of, I think a lot of comedic actors are really good at improvising. I mean, dude, to be honest, I like the structure. I like seeing where the scene goes, and within those moments, maybe improvise a moment or two. You know what I'm saying? But I like to stick to the script and interpret it in my own way. But there's definitely actors who are amazing at improvising.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Definitely.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. Are we good on time, bro? Are you sure you're good?
Oh, you got
for
the, I know.
thing? I want to double check. I was like, yo, is
Stressing me
you
out
trying to
over
tell
here,
us
bro.
something? Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Yeah, let's hear it for sure. Come in. I was like, yo, we
You
taking
gonna
up
do
a
Se
Oh,
song?
yeah,
Supone?
leave.
You got Se Supone on there for him?
We're about to listen to some.
All right. We'll
This
get
is not even
Felipe.
dropped yet. Let me get
Hey,
it.
we're just listening to it like once the guitar solo
No,
pops
it
up.
fell off. Yeah, it fell off.
Let me hear it.
I would
Let me
just
get one here. At least let me get one.
just bump it until the.
Let,
Oh, we got.
let him lock in real quick.
Let me know when it plays. Let me know. Turn it up. Turn it up. I want to see.
This
any
hasn't
reaction.
dropped yet, by the way, right?
No, I haven't dropped it. I literally might not drop it.
Well, why won't you drop it, bro?
I don't know. I made it and I was like, I might drop it. I might not. We'll see.
Bro, you can't contradict what you said in the beginning, though. You can't not give a
Yeah.
what people say.
Yeah,
Just drop that
right.
bitch.
You're right. Yeah, I'm over here preaching a big game. Huh?
No, look. He's a good critique, by the way. Like,
Oh, he's gonna listen to the look, bro. Once you get Felipe a new song, especially if it's unreleased, oh, he feels like him. Like he's playing that in the car, in the
all
gym,
the time.
and he'll tell his boys like, "You're not even out yet. Like, you don't even got this yet."
Let's see what happens. Let's see.
Hit him with that. Esta tú no la tienes.
That's exactly what you'll hit him
If
with.
the teardrop comes out, it's good. It's good.
Is it like on some Junior H type of vibe? Like, is it on some like sad boy shit?
Junior H is such an amazing artist, bro. I could
He's a
never
goat.
compare myself to him.
Nah, but I'm saying like on that
But-
that sad boy wave, like heartbreak
It's
type
about
of
love.
kid.
Yeah, it's about love.
Love. But you singing or you rapping? Are you singing or rapping the song?
Yeah.
Or kind of freestyling or
I'm
what?
singing.
You're singing.
All I'm gonna say
Yo, bro.
is there's gonna be a lot of kids conceived to this song. I'll leave it at that.
It's
That's
nice.
fire, bro.
Yeah?
That's fire.
I gotta hear it.
Yeah, once the guitar solo's up, I still got to do the second verse again.
Hey, you gotta drop this, bro.
Yeah.
You're yelling right now, bro. You're
Think so?
yelling right now.
Nah, but
No, that's it.
you
That's
gotta
it. Just
drop
him.
it.
Just him. No.
You gotta drop it, bro.
Thank you.
shit,
Yeah,
for
we'll
real.
see what happens.
For real, for real? Hey,
Everything-
Philippe says it. That's what I'm saying.
Nah, I don't be lying, bro. I know a couple of my boys that try to make it out. Like, yo, bro, we're not getting out the hood with this one. Bro. But we get out the hood with this one, bro.
This
You
one's getting out
gotta
the
drop
hood?
it. I promise you, we getting out the hood. It's gonna be a lot of kids conceived to this song, bro.
That's dope.
That shit you wanna have.
I'm gonna listen to it after so that we're not all taking turns and stuff.
Oh, right on.
But one last thing, because I want to keep talking about different stuff like culture, especially because you're Ecuadorian and
absolutely. Anything
Mexican.
you guys want to talk about?
But last one that I want to ask about the industry, and I'm touching on this because we just had technically Valente was our first actor that we had on the podcast,
wow.
and we learned a lot about the industry.
Wow.
And one of the things he said, he was very like harsh truth about the acting world and where it's going and where it's been, where it's at.
Oh, okay.
One of the first things he said, he was like, yo, like, people don't realize we fucking make like barely 25,000 a year. That's what he was saying, right? And I'm saying this because I want to ask you, and maybe
he said that.
he
like,
said
for
this.
himself.
He said
Oh,
this.
okay.
He said that a lot of actors in today's day were barely pushing 25K a year.
Wow.
And I wanted to ask, I think you had told me this off camera, some stuff, like the acting world has changed and
Yeah.
the income's not the same. A lot of people been cut, the pay's going down, and
Yeah.
Hollywood's changing.
Definitely.
So if you can educate the younger audience, maybe that they do want to act, did you want to get into the acting world? Should they have a plan B? Should they put their eggs in all in one basket? Not, when you came, you said you grinded, you were working because you believed the vision.
Yeah.
And that's where it was at. But, is Hollywood changing? Is it the same? What do you think?
That's a great question. That's a tough question. I can speak from my experience. Starting off, I put all my eggs in that basket. And like I said at the beginning, there comes a certain amount of obsession that does take place. And I'm grateful to have seen that obsession through. And I got to the light at the end of that tunnel. It had a great result at the end. But after that, strikes, right? Pandemic, this and that. Studios pull your project. You just never know what's going to happen, right? The thing with acting, guys, is there's a lot of other factors that don't just depend if you're a great actor. Is your co-star a great actor? Is the director a great director? Is the writing good? Does the studio have money to market the project? Does the studio even want to see the project do fucking 2, 3, 4 more seasons? Right? There's a lot of factors that are out of just the actor's hand. And for myself, man, maybe it's just because I saw my dad, work his way up, become the boss, become the CEO of his company. I never liked not being or having at least 50 or 60% of that control. I don't like that stuff, man. I don't like somebody telling me when I can or can't work. Coming in this country, coming from immigrant parents, I've seen how hard they worked. And now you're telling me I gotta just chill on my ass and wait and pray to God that someone's gonna give me a job. It's not the way I roll, man. I'm gonna make my own branches, my own ventures, all of that stuff, whether it's my acting school, my podcast, my clothing line, whether I'm writing movies, whether I have to go back to waiting tables, man. I'm gonna work.
Right.
And I don't care. Some people might be like, that's what's the saying? Toxic masculinity or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't believe in that shit, man. I think that's something that's been thrown out there. There's false masculinity, sure. We all know somebody who tries to act like a hard ass and they
Macho
kind
man.
of and they got like a 1-inch pecker in between their legs. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all know that one guy, right? We all know that one guy, right? But there's nothing wrong with a guy wanting to work extremely hard to provide for their family, take care of his kids, take care of his wife. There's nothing wrong with that. I think that's beautiful, and that's what I saw in my father. And I personally, I wouldn't just depend on being an actor. Could you do it? Yeah. I mean, I think Chalamet's doing it. I think Austin Butler's doing it. I think there's a lot of incredible actors who are doing it, but I think you could probably count them on a spreadsheet of like 100.
And on a Latino base, shout out Cholo.
And on
too.
a Latino base, it's even fewer.
Yeah.
Truly. I think it's even fewer, right? I mean, we got your doppelganger, Danny Ramirez. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, dog, I don't see it, bro.
I see it. Yeah.
And you know, it meant a lot when you told me, guys, I posted on my story, like, because I got a ton of people tagging me, DMing me, yo, you're in the new Captain America movie. I'm like, bro, what are y'all talking about? And Danny Ramirez, and then I posted on my story, and bro, when you swiped up, I was like, bro, you worked with Danny Ramirez. So if you see it, I was like, it, I think it's true.
Yeah, no, I see it. I see it in your guys' looks and personalities a little bit too.
That's dope.
Yeah, no, Danny's a great guy, man. He's crushing it. If you guys are watching the support his projects, man, we gotta support one another.
Oh yeah,
in the Latino
100%.
community.
Oh yeah.
But personally, I wouldn't just depend on acting. No, if that was me, starting off, you have to dive into it, but I wouldn't make that your only. In
Right.
20 years, man, that shit might be gone. I'm telling you right now.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
You know what's crazy, bro? A lot of people say me and you look alike.
Oh,
I got
buddy.
that too.
No,
I got that
you
too.
just said that.
Why are you laughing, eh?
Yo, Diego,
Matt, I
Diego,
remember.
talking about looks, if you don't mind if I ask you a random ass
Yeah.
question, bro.
Yeah.
Is it true that you were in the 50 most beautiful people?
I might have been. I don't know.
But what are you
Bro,
looking
no,
up,
no, no,
gang?
I saw
What?
it.
I told him to do research. This
That's
is the shit you
fucked
looking
up.
up?
I might have been. Yeah, my PR might have.
Why is
submitted-
Tinoco so handsome?
I swear it popped up. I was doing my research too, and he
I
popped
had crazy hair today, so I had to wear my beanie. I was like, I don't like my
Bro,
hair.
what
I
are
gotta
you
wear my
what are
beanie.
you researching
up.
when I
I'm
tell
just
you to look
telling
up the guests, bro?
I'm telling you, bro. I
That's
popped it
funny.
in. That was one of the first things that popped up. But I'm saying, if I was considered one of the 50 most beautiful people, I'll be flashing that shit like a fucking trophy. Best
Everywhere
believe.
you go, yo, look.
Oh,
I'll
my man,
I'll bring that
thank you.
magazine everywhere.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that.
I wanna touch in on the ethnicity, bro. The Hispanic, you're Mexican,
Yeah,
and you're
and
Ecuadorian.
Ecuadorian, yeah,
You're the fucking
yeah, that's
best of both
crazy.
worlds, and there's very little of us Ecuadorians out there, bro. So
Yeah.
I want to ask you, one, have you been to Mexico, and two, have you been to Ecuador?
Yeah, we got a little hotel out there. Me and my family. That me and my father kind of built together, and I don't want to say where it's at, but it's in Mexico near
Okay.
Jalisco. So we have that. I go down there to check up on the place every year, and yeah, I go to La Ciudad de Mexico a lot more.
Mm.
I go and check it out down there. We were there for my boy Brian Ortega for his fight against
Oh,
Yair
nice.
Rodriguez.
Oh,
And that was an experience. So I'm there. If I'm going on like vacation, I'll probably go to like La Ciudad de Mexico or Cancun. But I go to like near Jalisco a lot for
Okay.
business. Yeah.
are your parents still together?
No, they're not actually.
Okay. I
Yeah.
was asking this because I was my follow-up question was gonna be like, where do you think you reside? What culture do you think you reside more? Ecuador
Yeah.
or Mexico?
Yeah. Probably my Mexican side.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you grew up in California.
Mm.
Everyone's kind of like leaning on the
Yeah.
Mexican side. Have you tried cuy?
fucking guinea pig or
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
No, I haven't tried.
We
that.
tried
tried
it. We
it.
tried it.
Oh, you tried
We
it?
tried that
Shut
shit.
up. Are you
I swear.
serious?
Yeah.
Was it
Yeah.
good?
We vlogged it.
Oh
literally-
my god! Someone literally just asked me that yesterday. Yeah.
I actually made an invention. It's called taco de cuy. So I brought my
Oh,
tortillas,
really?
right? It's
Oh,
la
yeah,
mano.
yeah.
And I added like salsa on it, and it really just tasted like a fattier chicken thigh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Really chewy.
shit.
Really chewy. But it's funny that.
Yeah.
But so have you been to Ecuador?
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
Yeah, when I was a lot younger though. It's,
Not
it's a little
recently.
dangerous right now. No, I haven't gone recently.
is-
My
it is
family kind of
dangerous.
tells me not to
Yeah.
go down there right now.
Yeah. Because your
No.
mom's from Quito, but have you been to
Yeah.
like Guayaquil and all that
I
stuff?
have. Yeah.
Yeah.
Guayaquil, Quito,
Cuenca?
Ecuador. There's like a beach town I went to. I
Salinas?
forgot.
Montañita.
I don't remember, man.
I get excited, bro.
was
I get
so
excited
young,
about
yeah.
Ecuador, bro.
I remember there was a bunch of sharks there though. A float of sharks.
Might be
There's
Manta.
Okay, maybe it was that.
It
Yeah,
was. It's either
a bunch
Manta,
of sharks.
Montañita, or Salinas.
And then I went to like the hot springs that they have like on a mountain at the very top.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I went there when I
That's
was really young.
yeah. I know what you're talking about. That's
Yeah.
dope. I love Ecuador, bro. I was
No,
born
yeah, it's
there.
beautiful,
Yeah.
man. I just haven't got. I've been so busy, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, my parents actually split, and that one kind of messed me up. I was like, that's weird.
I'm sorry, bro.
Young
No,
age
no,
or
it's not
recently?
It was recent.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was like 2 years ago. I remember at the time, like that one messed me up because I felt like it was my fault,
Really?
Yeah, bro. Like I said earlier, you guys asked me, you're like, is it a good thing? Like, could there come sacrifices? But sometimes I feel like I'm not trying to get like deeper, or weird, but
Nah,
like,
bro. We get
but
personal
sometimes
here, bro.
I feel like I'm sure you guys can probably relate to this, but like sometimes I feel like the domino that like tears shit down.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because like people see the success, people will come to you for advice, people come to you for help and this and that. And you try to help everybody out and you try to put everybody on and you try to like, you know what I'm saying, extending hand, but there's only so much you can do sometimes because you're also trying to like help yourself out. You got a lot. So yeah, not to like dive too deep into it, but like, you know, me and my family, we had an investment, kind of went south, and I just remember like, you know, they say never do business with family, and I wish I could listen to that, but like, you know, it's my parents, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, to say the least, like that was like the domino that kind of like things up in my fam, and I kind of blame myself for it. It sucks.
Are you? Do you think it falls under the money is the root of all evil?
I don't think money is the root of all evil. I think it's just people are people, man.
Yeah.
People are people. People are complicated.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm still learning how to navigate it. Even with friends, man. Like I try to stay away from a lot of people.
Yeah.
Just because I feel like, you know, I have my boys, you know, back home, and sometimes they'll see like, oh, this fool's acting. Like I'm gonna start acting. So I'm gonna go into acting full throttle, you know. And it's like, yo, you don't know what you're signing up for, man. Like I'm almost like that guy in Get Out, right? Where he's like, get out, man. Like don't do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a great movie.
That's a
great movie. I've seen it. Yeah.
But I'm always like, I don't know, man. Sometimes when people are around me, they I don't know. Sometimes I just feel like I'm a bad influencer, like a bad. I ever seen like that movie, The Butterfly Effect? Like I just feel like sometimes just like that bad piece of the puzzle. So I try not to hang out too many people. I just my close circle of like people who are working with me, and them like I really take care of. You know, whether it's financial, whether it's paying their fucking rent, paying their food, all that stuff. You know.
But what makes you say that? Like that you feel like you're that bad influence? Like that really caught my attention.
I don't know, man. It's hard to explain, bro. But it's like. I don't know. It's hard. It's really hard to explain. I can't really put into words, but it's a lot of guilt that I have sometimes, man. That keeps me up at night. Whether it was somebody that I don't know, without getting into detail and like throwing anybody under the bus, like it's just really it's really people see what you have sometimes and they think that it's like it's easy. It's I could have that. Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, and then yeah, I don't know, man. Sometimes I like to keep it to myself, you know.
Yeah.
Do you think there's you don't have to say names or a certain event, but is it like, would you say trust issues have you gotten fucked over by somebody and that's what led you to that thought sometime, or leads you to those thoughts?
I think something they just don't talk about is like everybody, especially everybody on Instagram right now and TikTok and all that shit, they see all of the highs, right? They see your highlight reel for your life. They see the nice car. They see the house, they see the pretty girl, they see all this stuff, right? The nice restaurants, whatever. They don't see the shit that it comes with, though. And I'm not saying I'm over here breaking my back, having to like wake up 5 a.m. to do fucking like a construction gig like my boy, you know, does. And he tells me all the time, he's like, bro, he's like, trust me, man, like you don't know hard. And I'm like, you're right, bro. I don't know that hard, but there's a lot that you also don't know about either, man. Like there's certain things that it's we're human beings, bro, at the end of the day. And there's a lot of mental stuff and emotional shit that comes with it, and I'm not gonna complain about it, but I carry a lot of guilt sometimes, and I try to save the world, I try to save all my people, but sometimes you fall short, and it's like, and that shit eats you up, man. It eats you up a lot, you know.
You can't save everybody, bro.
Yeah. I think that's something, you know, I'm trying to learn, but it's hard.
I think honestly, I feel like we relate to that a lot, or at least me personally, I can speak, bro. I feel like I always carry so much pressure upon myself to try to take care of my people, you know, especially like my family, or at least now the pressure of my mom. My pops passed last year. And,
I'm sorry to hear that, man.
It's okay, bro. Thank you. But not like, I feel like the pressure now, and maybe you have the same guilt. And I think, you know, it's like the immigrant guilt, right? That you want to be the one to provide and be there for your family. More importantly, your mom and dad, but then, you know, like those that you really truly care about, like your boys, or the day ones that really saw the vision before anybody else. And I don't know if you have those type of people, but I feel like I relate to you and what you're coming about.
He said Felipe, not me, but
100%. But no.
We're just learning though, man. We're all just trying to learn it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a process, bro. We're gonna learn it. We're gonna get through it. We either do it or we don't. You know?
No, bro. You got it, bro. Don't beat yourself up too much. You know? We're all going in the same direction.
Hopefully.
Where you going, Felipe?
We
I'm
going
trying to go
up.
where you
No,
going,
no,
huh? Where you
no,
going,
no,
huh? Where you going, huh? See that with the smirk on your face. I'm trying to go there too, man. Where you going, huh?
He's gonna tell us cariñosas right after this podcast, bro.
They knew not to give me papers, man. You know what I'd be.
He's
HK,
gonna go see a girl, huh?
you be in Tijuana already, bro. At the buffet. You know what? You know the
Man, we
Chinese
ain't gonna speak on
buffet.
it too much, bro.
Felipe. Stay Felipe. Wait, are you? So are you? Sorry, I don't mean to ask, but
Are
like,
you good, bro?
I
I'm
always
open
see.
book.
Are you? There's like a fitness girl I always see with.
My girl Sarah.
Are you, oh, that's your
Or which
girlfriend.
one, Kathy?
That's your girlfriend. I'm not sure. I always see you posting on like. I always see you on TikTok.
My dad always said
Yeah.
you can never have too many women in your life. You
Oh,
feel
right
me?
on, right on.
You know, what is it? You need 6 people to carry you? Like on
At the gas.
yeah. You feel me?
Oh,
I
man.
need people to lay me
You're
down.
gonna have the girlfriends carrying you. Right on, man.
Yeah, but that's the goal.
You might start some drama there.
That's
Huh?
all good, bro. You know, I'm open book. I'm on this guy.
Oh, right on.
Honestly,
so you have
honestly,
you have 2 girlfriends or?
I have a couple. I have a couple. Like, why lie?
No, I'm not. Are you?
I'm not even. No,
But he basically just got another one, low key.
Oh, okay.
And he
all
just
right,
got
right on.
violent on the
Yeah.
map. He got it on the radar.
Yeah.
He's like, who's violent?
Right on, right
I will show you a picture, bro. Maybe you know her. Maybe you've seen her from time to time. You feel
on.
me?
Right on, right on.
Bro, I don't want to keep going into the deep subject, but it's funny enough that we bring up the divorced parents, bro, and it's because last week on my vlog we were talking about this, that it's really rare, especially again the Hispanic community, bro. It's really rare that you still have your biological and biological father together, or biological mother and biological father still together.
Yeah.
And do you think, you know, obviously you lived it now. I guess it's a little different when you're a little older and you experienced it rather than when you're younger and experience the divorced parent stuff. But how do you think that is gonna affect you when you're older, as far as, you know, whenever your time comes, when you have a kid and you have a wife? Do you think now, because of what you went through, you're like, you know, I don't want to put my kids through that, or, you know, I just want to get your input on that one? Because
I don't know. I'll say this. I want a lot of kids. I want a big family.
yeah.
Yeah. I have a friend who has 10 boys.
Wow,
Damn.
10 boys. So I kind of want to do that too.
You got an NBA roster right there, bro.
What was that?
The whole NBA roster.
Basically,
yeah.
he almost had the whole
5v5
song.
motherfuckers right there.
What I'm getting at is I want a big family, and I truly believe that it all starts at the home of the child. You know, whether it's the father, whether it's the mother. I think we're kind of like sponges when we're growing up, and we're kind of subject to whatever we're around. So whether that's like the TV you're watching, whether that's like the parent that's like instilling these lessons into you. So when I have kids, I definitely want to be there for my sons, my daughters, and all that stuff, and sort of give them a layout, teach them all the things that I've been taught, and just have them carry the torch farther than I have. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%.
It's funny. I was telling my girl, I was like when we have kids, I want to make them like a little master class. You know what I'm saying? Like an online, like, you know what I mean? Like instead of them like watching like some random person like teach them stuff, like I'm just gonna spend like a month and just shoot like a bunch of content for them and like make them a course or something just so they can see. Just so, I don't know. I mean, I'll try it out. If they come out like weird, that's on me. You know,
That's dope that you're already thinking about it, or you've thought.
I
about
want
it.
kids. Yeah. I definitely want kids.
That's dope.
I want a lot. Yeah.
Damn, getting 10 kids is crazy.
My business
Those
partner
tax
did it, bro.
returns are crazy.
He loves it. He loves it, and he's super happy. His boys love him. They came out like incredible kids. So I'm like,
It's amazing.
10
bro.
kids from the same mom?
That's why I have a lot.
well, I don't want to jump into details of his
Yeah.
business.
Okay,
but he's got 10 boys. That's all I'll say. Yeah.
They're all boys though.
One of them, the first one was a girl, and then the other ones were 10 boys. Yeah.
Oh,
easy.
And they're all born at the same, like they're all the same age.
That's fire, bro.
Yeah.
cool.
It's yeah.
Hey man, with
He's
that
my
being
boy though.
said, yeah, that's a boy,
he's a good
bro.
guy. Yeah. And he's with he's the same wife.
Yeah.
They're their kids.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. I actually we're probably gonna wrap it up. How long has it been? Anybody know? Are we hour 8?
Okay, it's not bad.
It's pretty good. I saw this TikTok funny. You mentioned Cholo, and so funny. I literally saw a TikTok, and I'm pretty sure you probably tried Mexico and Ecuadorian food, and I wanted to do like a little versus of like which you would pick.
Just doing it. I'm pretty
compare.
bad. I'm pretty
But have you had Ecuadorian?
I'm like
food?
gringo-nized, bro. At this point, I'm like
Oh,
cheeseburger.
hey, but you had to have Ecuadorian
pizza.
food, bro.
I was about to say, I saw that TikTok, and I was like, I don't remember the name of the food they said.
Nah, I got it right here. So I got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like 6 foods. Hopefully you know
Okay.
them.
I'm pretty bad, bro. If I'm being honest, I'm so I wish I could like flex and be like I know so much culture. And
Yeah,
food,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm like,
But
we
you're
going to
more
Panda Express
Mexicanized.
after this or what?
Yeah. Do you want to do it just in case? You might know some.
We could try it,
Give
bro.
him the first one. That's it.
Menudo or encebollado? No, wait, you haven't had enchilada?
We do menudo. Yeah,
Menudo?
I haven't had the other one, yeah.
Bro, I could just, you know what? I'm gonna just take you to an Ecuador restaurant after this,
We
bro.
should do that, bro. Yeah.
I'm down.
If I'm being honest, I've never really had like authentic like Ecuadorian
Really?
food.
It is rare in LA.
Yeah, my mom would cook Mexican
The
food.
one-
That's why. Because my dad's Mexican, so my dad like Mexican food. So
Yeah.
Hey, but that was a
we
good
eat
choice,
that.
bro. Menudo's gas.
I
only had two,
today.
Bro, it's a
so, you know what I mean?
3v1
I
right
only
now.
had-
I literally just had menudo this morning.
Oh, yeah?
Bro, I had some too, bro. That was hungover, bro. That shit.
we were crudos,
I
bro.
heard it's good for your
No,
hangover.
it
bro,
was.
it's
It was.
amazing. No,
Yeah.
let me ask you one more question, bro. You know, you've bro, you're doing amazing for yourself. Like you got so much going on and everything. And you mentioned it, like, you know, not in those words, but life is a roller coaster, bro. You have your highs and you have your lows, bro. When you have your lows, bro, like who would you say is like, who do you reach out to, bro? Like who do you go and talk to whenever you're feeling vulnerable, whenever you need like a good advice? What is like who do you go to?
It's only 3 people. It's like my father, my brother, maybe my girl at the time.
Nice.
I try to not put it on her, but I mean, you spend your life, you want to spend your life
Yeah.
with them, so it's like, you know what I'm saying? Probably them 3, I think.
Nice.
But even then, I try not to go to anyone really,
Yeah.
just because it's like,
It's just like, you
Yeah,
feel like you
you
need
just-
to deal with it?
I'll go to my friends, bro. If I'm being honest, no, I'll go to my boys. Like if I'm just trying to, which it just depends. Like if I want real, like genuine advice, I'll go to my brother, my dad, or my girl. But if I'm just trying to like blow off some steam, I'll hit up my boys.
Yeah.
And we'll go out, we'll have some fun, you know, and then yeah, man. But yeah, usually I'm the person that people come to advice for. And sometimes I wish, bro, like sometimes I'm really good at giving advice, but I'm really hard at taking my own advice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
Like if I could
everybody.
take my own advice, I'd be like Genghis Khan, bro. But like I literally, it's really hard.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel it, bro. I'm
Well,
the same way.
Felipe loves history, bro. Who's Genghis Khan, bro?
He's
Bro,
a
he pulls out
China-
some crazy
And he's
ass.
Mongolian, right? The Mongolian emperor that
Yeah.
killed all
Yeah.
the Chinese.
Yeah.
But he was obviously a great emperor. That's the little bit I know. That's a little bit that I knew.
That guy has an interesting story. That guy was like held captive and prisoner like in his 30s, bro. Like a lot
Yeah.
of people think that he just took over like that, but
No,
like
he was just,
fucking story's a process too, man. Like, but
And-
again, people see the highs, man, and it's something I want to touch on because I've been encountering it a lot. Like, there's a lot of people that have this like entitlement mindset of like, I need it. It's mine. Why don't I have it? And it's like everybody wants to be a king. Nobody wants to be the soldier. Everybody wants to be the teacher. Nobody wants to be the student. It's like you don't just wake up one day and you're 2 years old and you're the teacher, man. Like it's a process, right? And I think there's due to the internet, due to like social media and all that stuff, I think again, we're human, so I don't blame anybody, but at the same time it's like, yo, I was watching I was on TikTok. I scroll late and at the end of the day I'm like trying to blow off steam. I just
Yeah.
fucking I saw a little interview. It was like, I think it was Jake Paul, Aiden Ross, and some other guy. I think it was like Jake Paul's like friend or I don't know. And they were talking about buying like an exotic car, buying like a jet, a Rolls Royce, something like that, right? And I was really interested because I was like, oh, I mean, like these guys, they're doing something right,
Mm-hmm.
right? Whatever you want to say about them, they're very successful in a financial aspect, and I think we could all learn from that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like waiting to learn, right? I'm like, oh, what are these guys gonna say? And then like the third homeboy, he's getting moody, he's like getting mad, getting in the mood. I don't know if it was a skit, bro. To be fair, like I don't know if it was fake or
Yeah.
not. You know, you see these clips, but he gets mad and he gets upset instead of like being curious, instead of wanting to learn, instead of wanting to hear, instead of like wanting to take inspiration, right? Like
Right.
I think we could all agree we're all very competitive, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
But there's a healthy amount of competition where you're like, this guy fucking took that W. I wanted it. Whatever, man. You know,
Yeah.
God bless you. I'm gonna get mine though. I'm still gonna get mine.
Yeah.
I'm gonna work my ass off. I'm still gonna get. You got yours. I'm gonna get mine. Make no mistake. And then there's other people who are kind of like, they see somebody take a W and it eats them alive, man. It like haunts them. It torments them. They're fucking pissed. They don't want to see anybody win and puts them in a weird mood. And it's
Envy.
like envy, man. Very envious. And I think, you know, there's a. I could be just talking out of my ass here. What's the quote in the Bible? It's like, do not be jealous of thy neighbor. Correct?
Mhm.
Is that we could all
Somewhere
be
around
wrong,
those
I don't know,
lines.
but-
Somewhere
something
along those lines. I've heard
right?
of it. I've heard of it,
I'm
yes.
still reading the Bible here. I'm still learning. But it's like, what do you do when the entire world becomes your neighbor?
Yeah.
What do you do? I mean, you can literally see the life of everybody in the world. So it's a lot harder. Sometimes a lot of people, they say, oh, back in the 1920s, people were so much like, marriage and this and that. It's like, yeah, because you didn't have this. You didn't have the access, the ability to connect with people. So when people say loyalty isn't a thing nowadays, or that it doesn't exist, or that it's not as real, I would argue that I think it's more real now. If you find a partner who's actually loyal to you in a world where they have millions of choices, right? Literally. I think that speaks volumes, and I think that's really cool. So I want to give credit to that. But on the other side, it's like, yo, you can't be so envious, man. Use that as motivation. Use it as fuel, and get to where you want to get, man.
Yeah.
Make a game plan. We all got the same 24 hours, bro, in a fucking day.
That
you know
is 100% true. Touching up on that topic, you know, I kind of want to end it off.
We're not ending it yet. Who's ending it? Who's ending it?
But I don't want to say that. That's funny. That's funny, you know. You know how they say, like, oh, obviously you see a lot of people, I mean, almost everybody posts only their highs on social media. So some people might look at that and be like, oh, well, look, there's comparisons evolve. I feel like that
comparison is a thief of joy.
Oh yeah, my fault. Yeah, comparison is a thief of joy. You know, maybe you just got a new car, right? And you look at somebody else just got fucking brand new Lamborghini. You're like, bro, it's got a Nissan. But at least you're not taking the bus no more. You get me? True. But with that being said,
it's perspective, right?
You know how they say, like, oh, this generation doesn't have love no more. You know, no one's loyal. Like they was talking about. Do parents really stay together? I want to say how you touched on that phone subject. It's because of this. Because when I used to work construction, bro, I was 18, fresh out of high school, and my coworkers like 50, 55, 60. And I'd be like, they were telling me some crazy stories about them cheating. So I'm just like, the reason
when they were in their 20s,
yeah, the reason people think that people were so loyal back in the day is because it wasn't this right here to catch you. You feel me?
They couldn't catch you at the club
on
the story.
Like, hey, girly, just wanted, you know. So I'm just like, it's crazy because I even talk to older people, like, you know, grandpas. I'm like, yo, how was back in the day? Nah, man, I had a family here and I had a family in Mexico. Wow. And you know, they never knew of each other. Wow. My life. So I'm just trying to say, like, it really just got fucked up because of this. You can't cheat in peace no more, guys.
You just turned it to be able to cheat on peace, bro.
I don't want to check his DMs, bro. I swear. Now I feel bad for your girl Violet, man.
Damn.
You know, I didn't want to see those DMs no more.
Off the roster after that one. But no, it's true, bro. And bro, the social media is like you mentioned, bro. You hit it on the nail. Like, people only post the highs. They don't know the shit you go through. They don't. And I hate to say it, bro, but the internet is not real, and we only post the highs. This example is an example is a blog, right? Let's just say a blog that we make, and maybe that fucking looks fire at the end of it through edits and through fucking music and made a little bit of this and a little bit of that. But bro, you never know behind the scenes what was going on, and shit went to shit went south, and everything that we wanted to happen didn't happen, and we had to overcome that to do this. And I'm not complaining that it's hard. That's not the point. The point is that you're only gonna see the reels, the highlights of what came out. I'm like acting. I'm sure you guys fuck up so many times, but they only put out the final product. You know what I mean? That's just like social media is the same shit.
100%, man. Yeah,
you hit it on the nail, bro. No fucking. I hate social media. No, I'm kidding. I love it.
Wait, do you guys think TikTok's gonna get banned? I see that's gonna like happen.
I don't think so, man.
I kind of hope it does.
It's next week.
Like, no, and I don't mean that in like a cynical way. Like, I hope everyone, you know, has success. But like, there's so many apps. I'm like, I just want one, man. You know.
Is he supposed to be getting back?
Supposedly, man. I don't know what's going on anymore.
Damn.
They extended it or
these days. These days, I don't know. But this is a prime example of going back to not putting your eggs in one basket.
Yeah.
Because now, let's say that's all you were relying on. Okay, now you can. Well, the good thing is you have options now, right? Like, you can go to Instagram, you can go to YouTube. Might be a little harder to grow and whatever. It's not impossible. It's definitely a little more difficult.
Yeah.
But that's just the prime definition, because that's the main reason we started the YouTube channel, bro. There was a lot of this whole noise about TikTok being canceled has been going on for a few years, bro.
I remember I used to work construction, right? And I wanted to do social media, obviously, but I was like, at the time I wasn't doing social media, especially because I had tried doing YouTube and I would like 10 views. So I kind of gave up, right? And then my boy put me on TikTok. He's like, oh, bro, you gotta try TikTok. Like, there's hella baddies on there. And I downloaded it, cool. And then I remember, like, on the news it came out, like, oh, TikTok gonna get banned.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, hell yeah, bro. Make them get jobs, bro. I was me, gang, because I used to work construction. I'd be like, man, fuck them, man. Make them more jobs. And then I remember I got into it and I was like, bro, I'm such a hypocrite, you know? Like, man, I just wish everybody the best, to be honest, at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But I ain't gonna lie, guys. I was like, man, fuck that shit.
You was hating.
I was. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
But no, it's just
that speaks volumes, man. Like now, look at you, bro. You're crushing it. You're great
We're
at
all
what you
trying
do.
to crush it, bro.
You guys are
You're
great.
crushing it too, bro.
Thank you, but you guys are great at what you do. And what I'm trying to say is like it doesn't go unnoticed because I know how hard it is to make that vlog. I know how hard it is to get these creative ideas and pour your heart into it. Wake up at like 8 a.m. You know you got to shoot all these projects, and you don't get the shot. You get frustrated. You have drama with your friends. It's emotionally stressful. This and that. I'm not saying it's harder than being a police officer, firefighter, or doctor,
100%.
or even construction worker.
Yeah.
Like those guys are really busting their ass off physically, of course, mentally, emotionally. Yes, absolutely. But I do want to say, like, a lot of people see what you guys do and they're like, psh, that's easy. I could do that. Well, it's like, well, why don't you?
Yeah. Yeah, but and there's this thing, and I'm
It's
not
as
saying
simple as that. If it was that easy, you'd be doing it too. It's not that easy.
Exactly.
I'm not saying it's incredibly like you're doing rocket science, but I'm saying it does take discipline. It does take time and action into doing what you guys are doing, man. You guys are crushing it.
But a lot of times creators are the ones that fall into that category where people do say a lot of inappropriate, mean, harsh things that may f with your mind, right? That's what I'm thinking. I don't know.
No, I hear what you're saying. I think I wouldn't trade what I have. I really wouldn't, because I've been on the other side of it. I've been hosting at a restaurant. I used to deliver pizzas. I used to deliver cheeseburgers to rich people's houses. And I always did it with the intention of wanting to just do the best job. And I think something that's lacking in today's people do their jobs and they're just like, oh, fuck, I gotta be here. Here's your fucking food. And it's like, yo, what are you doing, man? You're here now. What are you gonna do? You're gonna bring everybody down just because you're in a mood, just because you don't have your nice little car and your nice little this? Like, are you serious?
Yeah.
The way you do one thing is the way you do everything, man. That's what one of my teachers used to tell me all the time, and I truly believe that shit.
Yeah.
If you're sloppy with your friends and you're a sleazy business person, like you're probably gonna be sleazy to your partner. You're gonna be a sleazy person to your best friend, this and that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it just carry yourself the way you want the world to see you. If you're doing construction, badass, man. Do it with your fucking heart there. Understand too, you could do other things, man. You know, if you want to start making content, if you want to make a business, you know, whatever it is, you want to open up a restaurant, don't box yourself. That's all I could say. Don't box yourself, because too many people out there, I hope to God somebody watching this is watching this and maybe they're going through a tough time and they're like, this is who I am. This is all I am. No, bro, you can do more. You can be more. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be a walk in the park. It's going to take time and dedication. You're going to have doubts. You're going to have insecurities, man. But if you truly want more, go and chase it. That's, you know, that's all I can say.
Don't get comfortable and take risks.
Shout out to all my construction workers out there, though.
100%. All my boys are in construction.
No. But because you said you touched on that topic, and I would remember talking to them and be like, "Yo, what did you want to be when you want to grow up?" I would literally ask them this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. Sometimes I'd ask them just because I genuinely wanted to know.
Yeah.
And bro, I remember a lot of them were like almost it would line up their day when I'd ask them that. Like especially new people I'd work with. Like I'd work with framers, with roofers, with plumbers, with electricians. I worked with the whole shebang. You get me? And it was dope. And we all come together at lunchtime. And I'm always that guy that just likes to talk and bicker and ask questions. I don't know why I'm like that. That's how God made me. That's how Dios, I'm like this. And I would ask, bro. And I remember, bro, I would be like, ¿Y tú qué querías hacer de cuando crecieras? Oh, and bro, I could just see their whole expression.
They light up, right?
Bro, like, oh no, yo quería ser
yeah.
futbolista, pero mi papá se lastimó la pierna, entonces tenía que venir a Estados Unidos.
No,
and it was just, I was like, damn, bro, like, I would see myself in them. Yeah. Because I know that's like, I remember one said, I wanted to be a doctor. I was already in school in Mexico. I was about to finish my degree. But then my dad passed away and my mom didn't have, someone to take care of her. And my brothers would neglect her. So I manned up and came to the United States. And bro, I was like, damn, bro, everybody has a story. And it almost becomes sad when like,
I think the thing is they prioritize the people around them more than themselves, and it's just again it goes back to the thing I said at the beginning. We want to save the world, man.
Exactly.
We want to save, but what did I also say at the beginning? Bro, sometimes you got to be a little selfish, and it just becomes it's dude, life is fucking it's beautiful, it's ugly, it's selfish, it's giving, it's all these different things. I mean, you can look at one of the greatest of all time, Canelo. I could be wrong on this story, but I watched an interview, a documentary of his where he had a little girl, he had a daughter back home, and he left her to go and train and become a very skilled fighter. He did his camps, his training, all that stuff, and he knew he had to focus. And he would say, he's like, I had this fucking guilt, like of leaving my little girl back home. He's like, but I knew I had to go and I had to become, you know, one of the greatest to do it, you know? And now, in result, now he's able to provide for her, give her, you know, everything she ever dreamed of, I hope, right? It's just complicated, bro. It's really complicated, man.
Yeah. Nah, bro, and that's fucking deep, bro, because I used to be like that too. Like, I mean, I still am to an extent. Like, I always put like my family like first, right? Like, it was like, you know, my grandma, my mom, my girl, everything, like just whatever they needed, all their needs. But I noticed, bro, that when I needed something, especially from the people that I least like, that I expected the world that they would give me everything, they probably wouldn't give me what I expected, bro. And they literally like, it just got to the point where I'm like, yo, no one else is gonna be there for myself besides myself, bro. Like, I gotta be selfish and put myself first in certain, you know, certain scenarios. And I can guarantee you, bro, that I feel like I've lived. This is like happy as I've ever been in such a long time by me carrying this new mentality. So it's such a powerful thing that you just said, bro. Like, it's dope.
And
I feel inspired. Inspired.
But
today,
you
bro.
know, it falls under, to be honest, and I don't want to sound rude, but nobody owes you shit. Like, the reality is, like, nobody owes you anything. You can give them all this, and, you know, at least, I think, I guess it just falls back into, like...
You want to know another comfortable truth? You could do everything right and still fail.
Yeah.
You could do everything right. You could show up on time, put in the work, get the right training, meet the right people. You could do everything right, and it still might not work out. It's just a chance you have to understand and take and be like, you know what? I'm willing to risk it.
Yep.
And it sucks, dude, but that's the truth, man. It's the truth. I will say this, though. You know, last year, lost one of my best friends to leukemia.
Sorry for the loss, bro.
Dude, man. Sorry. Police officer, 28 years old, same age as me. And it was one of those things where, you know, this guy didn't want fame. He didn't want the fucking big mansion, the nice cars, none of that stuff. He just wanted a job, wife, kids. That's it, bro. That's all he wanted, man. One of the nicest, most outgoing people I've ever met in my life. And on his deathbed, you know, I'm there, me and the boys, and you know, we're saying our farewell, and you know, I'm holding his hand, and you know, he's tearing up, and he says, the only thing I wish I had is more time. That's it. Not the nice car, not the house, not the career, whatever. More time. That's it. And then he's apologizing, right, as if he did something wrong, and you know, you never forget that. What I'm getting at is, to the viewer watching this, you might feel like you've been kicked, you know, to the side, and you're on your ass, man, and you don't know what to do with your life. If you're healthy, if you're alive, if you got potential, you have a chance. But you got to be willing to bet on yourself, man. If you don't bet on yourself, and you're asking other people to bet on you, like, that doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You don't got to have everybody believe in your vision. It's just got to be you.
Yeah.
You have to believe in your vision. You got to commit to your vision and see it through.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, man, I just want to say we're incredibly blessed to be here, do what we're doing. You know, at the end of the day, we're entertainers.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we're just trying to take care of our families.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, it's pretty cool we get to do that. But if there's someone going through some hard time, man, just know that you can be doing it too.
Yeah. And it's just like, I don't know who said this. I saw it on a podcast, same thing, clips on TikTok. But it's crazy, you know, a healthy person wants 1,000 things, and then a sick, ill person on their deathbed only wants one thing, and it's health.
Yeah. Health is wealth.
And yeah, I mean, I try to take that into consideration too, at least. Every morning, bro, I'm very spiritual, I would say. I would say I'm pretty spiritual. I'm very open about it. And I noticed you're very spiritual too. I've seen you mention it multiple times on the podcast, which I love, bro. It's amazing because it's very
I'm a nerd
rare.
for that stuff, man. Yeah, if I'm being honest, I'm a geek for it. Like affirmations and all that stuff. It's
sick.
so corny, man, but it's
not corny.
It helps me so
Who
much,
the fuck
man.
said it's corny? Who said it was corny, bro?
I'll be sitting in my room chanting, like, I am the greatest of all time. You know?
No, it's not.
My girl come in and say, what are you doing? I'm like, go back, get out of here, man.
No, it's not corny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say I'm very spiritual, and every morning, I wake up or every time I go to sleep, for sure mornings. I never miss a morning though. But me persino, I don't know, I do my cross. And then I just think for the smallest things, bro, like waking up and moving my feet, moving my legs, moving my lips to talk, my ears to listen. You know, I think for the smallest things. Because I feel like every day a lot of people just wake up and take a lot of things for granted like that.
You go straight to the iPhone, right?
Straight to the Instagram.
That's crazy, man. I can't
TikTok.
do that. I take the first 2 hours. I'm like, nope. Like me.
But
man.
it's not. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, and I'm not perfect. I'll for sure. Like you know, don't get me wrong. I'll check my. I'll wake up first thing, make sure I don't go messages and all that. But like as soon as I wake up and I go to the bathroom, I brush my teeth. Little things like, hey, gracias Dios por otro día. You know, thank you for another day and for giving me.
Are you religious? Are you very religious?
I would say spiritual.
Okay.
Born Catholic. Or born in a Catholic home, still have my Catholic mother and stuff like that.
Right on. What do you think happens in the afterlife?
Damn, man, we getting
That's a
deep,
good
Fred.
I'm just curious.
That's a great question, but
I'm
I
always
always
curious,
it falls under faith, and we have, you know, we actually talk about faith a lot on this. At least off cameras we do, and we try to a little bit on camera. But it falls to faith, and I believe there's heaven and hell, and whether you do your good in the world, in the earth, you go up, and if you do your bad, you go down. But but that's what I was trying to say earlier. You mentioned you were really big into thanking God and praying to Him, and maybe you're being a manifestation. Was that coming from your upbringing, or you just by yourself adapted that? Did you have friends? Did you have peers that maybe had that influence on you?
Just my mom. My
Your
mom's
mom?
really religious. Yeah.
Dope.
She's very everything she prays, you know, like crazy, and she has like, you know, posters of Jesucristo. You know,
of course,
everywhere.
of course.
And I think I've prayed on many occasions where I've been in some tough situations where I'm like, please get me out of this, and He's always come through.
Oh, every time, bro.
Every time.
Every time.
He gives you what you need, not what you want. You know, as they say.
Yeah.
So I'm on His plan, man. I'm on God's plan, and yeah, man.
That's dope. Your story's already written, though, but you know.
What was that?
Your story's already written.
Oh, thank you. I'm still writing it, man. I haven't even started yet.
It's not. Your story's already written.
We're about to see what happens.
We just got to figure it out. But
these next few years.
You guys have any last questions, bro? I feel like this was a fucking amazing podcast, dog. I got inspired, bro. I got inspired on this podcast. Yo, man, huge shout out to Diego Tinoco for coming out and joining the Chicos Toxicos on the Toxicos podcast.
Yes, sir.
Diego, I want to end it off with last projects that you want people to go out and maybe support you in stores, online, music dropping. The stance is yours.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, guys. You guys have been really kind and really appreciate this experience. I got a movie coming out called Night of the Witches. My first movie I'm producing. I'm starring in it. It'll probably be coming out not this year, but probably next year. And I might drop a track or two.
Please drop it. Please drop it.
Let me know if you guys like it. If you don't, we'll see what happens. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Are you when you say producing, does that mean is it the same as directing, or is that two different things?
No, I'm developing the project. I'm like attaching my name. I developed the idea with my friends, and now we got, we're getting to the right studios and all that stuff. So now we're in the process of casting. And
let us know if you need the cameo over here,
hey,
bro.
Okay,
Chicos Toxicos on the cameo one time.
Go.
We'll be the waiters and shit.
All right, right on.
That's dope, bro. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast,
guys,
bro. We appreciate you. Especially the boys too, man. Y'all just sat back here the whole time. Shout out to the boys for showing love.
I appreciate you guys, man.
And yeah, bro, wish you the best of luck in the fucking future projects. And boys, anything?
Thank you.
Well, what I want to say is I just want to thank God for His amazing podcast, for another day of life.
Yes, sir.
And I'll be honest, and I was just thinking about the whole thing, because I said it a little wrong. You said it right on. Bro, what's up with you, bro? You read a lot, huh? You said it right on the nail.
I do a lot of
I didn't mean
interviews,
to say give up on themselves, but put others in front of them, how you said, Brendo.
Yeah.
And I just want to shout out. I always do it, bro. I always do it, especially because that's where I come from. Shout out to all my construction workers, bro.
Yeah.
Because, bro, I really wish they had a camera on them, bro. They're the funniest, most genuine, humble people
bro.
I know,
friends,
bro.
yeah, they're incredible, man.
And shout out to all my construction workers out there. Shout out to all my truck drivers. Shout out to all my people that work on the fields.
Yeah.
You guys literally make this country great. And with that being said, and
without them, this country wouldn't be what it is.
110%. And I just want to say, if you could take anything from this podcast, is believe in yourself and take that risk.
On the nail.
Absolutely.
On the nail. Brendo?
Awesome,
Diego, man. No, bro, I fucking appreciate you, everyone, for showing up today, bro. It was very inspirational. I'm gonna be honest, bro. I feel like, you always hear from a lot of people, but coming from a successful Hispanic young person like yourself, and actually just dropping a shit ton of nuggets, bro. Like everything that you were speaking, bro. I know there's someone behind the screen right now watching that can completely needed to hear what you just said. We always drop this podcast in the first day of the week, bro, on a Monday. If anyone is like myself, bro, I always try to read like the Bible on Monday and try to read something on Monday. And just hearing those words that you just said, those inspirational words, bro, I'm sure it's gonna resonate to someone because it definitely resonated with us, bro. And
Thank
you know,
you,
we
brother.
just appreciate you for doing the long ass drive, bro.
Yeah,
2 hours
bro.
and 30 minutes, bro.
I had a lot of fun,
and
man.
you just
Thank you
came,
guys.
you came here, bro, and you dropped some heat, bro. I appreciate you.
Thank you guys for having me. I had a lot of fun, man. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you,
hell
bro.
yeah.
Last question, bro. We invited to the red carpet when that movie comes
Let's
out.
go. Let's do it. I need you guys there. I
And
need
if
you
you
guys
think,
there, man.
and if you think that's heat, wait till he drops that track. Please drop the track, bro.
I'm gonna
you
listen to it
bro, I
right
gotta
now.
listen to
I'm
it.
gonna listen to it right
Yeah, I
now.
gotta hear it.
Guys,
All
we're gonna
right,
wrap it up the podcast. We love you guys so much. Have an amazing rest of the week, and we'll see you guys next Monday, hopefully on our personal studio that we've been working
Yeah.
on. We love you guys so much, and if you made it this far into the video, comment, drop that song, Diego, and go stream it on all platforms when it comes out. We love you guys so
Right
much,
on.
and we'll see you guys next week.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Peace.